My main concern as a mother is for our children who are Muslim growing up in America is for them to have a culture. And if you've ever heard the term, it takes a village to raise a child, we're creating the village for them. We're making it so that they're happy to come to the masjid, they're proud to be a Muslim, they're very excited to see their Muslim brothers and sisters.
For your child to be a good Muslim, you can't just send them off into this world after having an hour or two at the masjid. They need to have friends that are constantly surrounding them and constantly bringing them closer to Islam, and that's what we're doing here at Orland Park.
I'd say the first thing that's about the Saturday Halaqah that it builds is a type of brotherhood. And even when I used to attend the Saturday Halaqah, that was the thing that drew me in, is the ability to come in and have a family. That you come to the masjid, you have this group of people that you trust. You can have this group of people and a mentor that you can go to and ask questions. You can go and just talk to and hang out with.
One of the benefits that I have personally taken on from the Saturday Halaqah is that now I have the intention of reading the Quran because I want to read the Quran.
These girls, they're just so inviting, and anybody, they just automatically become friends with them, and everybody just becomes family, and it's so fun here, and everybody's so nice and everything.
It taught me so much about Islam and about my religion, and it gives me so many more reasons to be coming to the masjid all the time.
Say that the Saturday Halaqah helped me become closer to the mosque, and it also helped me connect with many people that also had the same experiences as me. And I advise you to come because you can learn more things every single day.
SubhanAllah, I got so close to all the girls. It's like walking into a home with so many kids, so many girls, daughters and sons.
I put the hijab on a few months ago because there are a lot of reasons why I put it on. And one of the reasons I put it on is because I was inspired by a program called TNL.
In order to do TNL, it takes a lot of work and it takes a lot of volunteers. Our team consists of originally 4 people, and now alhamdulillah it consists of about 14. Because originally we had about 40 people come to TNL, 40 students and 40 kids, and now alhamdulillah we have about 120 every single week. What it takes to perform TNL is, first of all, for a 10-minute lecture, it takes about 2 hours to prepare. From either listening to different lectures, reading different books. It takes a lot of effort just for one person to put in a little 15-minute segment. And that's without saying that there's about 5 segments at TNL. Another thing that's very important is the actual day of. We take a lot of time setting up.
Every week prior to that Tuesday of that week, we have to set a schedule. We have to come up with a bunch of different segments, game, lecture. We usually try to put little bits of information, so like FYI is very, very, very common, and the kids love it.
I like TNL because it gets me closer to Allah, and I learn more religious stories.
During my time in TNL, I've put on the hijab. Putting on the hijab has been great for me.
And at first, my mom brought me to TNL, and I didn't know what it was about. But like on our journey, I grew to like it, and I learned a lot of things. I like how they make Islam fun, and they have different segments and events.
She said, SubhanAllah, you guys have such a great effect on the kids. And then I said, why, what happened? And she said, well, me and my little sister were driving, and I threw something out of the window, and then my sister freaked out. And then I said, okay, calm down, nobody's watching. And then my sister said, no, Allah's watching.
So what I do is, along with my other team members, that we help plan events every month for our boys here in our community, for my OPPC. And each month we have some type of sports event where we go to the Franklin Loeb Center, and whether we play dodgeball or basketball or volleyball or soccer.
It's a fun place. We get to play with our friends, cousins. We play dodgeball. Once we get tired, we can have snacks. We drink water.
And I like coming here to play with my friends, learn about Islam, and meet new people.
I feel good about coming here because I get to spend time with my Muslim brothers and other brothers.
People are always asking me, how am I getting involved? And parents come and ask me, how are you getting involved in the masjid? And I told them, it all started with a small halaqah, just 8 people when I was 13 years old. And I was learning the basics of Islam. I was learning about Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And it built me up to become a leader, where now I come to FNL.
FNL is a very inspirational dars that a lot of amazing people put together to help us teens understand what Islam is about.
I would describe FNL as a friendly reminder, friendly place where I can come and sit with my friends and learn so much and yet have fun at the same time.
FNL is pretty much an open forum where these high schoolers can come, learn more about their deen, and pretty much find a community, a sense of belonging.
I come here because I feel like I can know what I'm doing right and what I'm doing wrong.
It helps me communicate with other Muslims in the community, and it helps me communicate with Allah.
I come to FNL is because I just wanted to know how to become like a better Muslim and how to improve myself, especially going to a public school.
I come to FNL because it makes me just a better Muslim in general, and I've become so much more involved with the masjid and community service, and alhamdulillah, it made my iman rise so much.
One word to describe FNL would be home.
So actually, after the program Friday Night Live is over, that's, I feel like, where everything starts. You know, from the meeting that we have post the program. We would sit down, we would discuss how the program went itself from every single segment.
Some kids told me that they never knew how to pray and their parents didn't even pray. And when they started coming to story night, their parents started to pray because they saw, like, wow, mashallah, our little kid is praying, why don't we start praying with them?
Story Night is a program in which we increase the awareness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the hearts of 6 to 8-year-olds, growing up, increasing their bonds of brotherhood and sisterhood with one another. And also, they're encouraged to learn the moral character of the Prophet ﷺ. When we began with Story Night, we started with about 35 kids, and at our maximum day, we've had 120, mashallah. The program itself is 2 hours and 15 minutes, but the amount of time that we spend preparing for it on a weekly basis can range between 10 and 15 hours a week. As a group, we have committees within the committees in order to create a curriculum of pillars of Iman, we call them. Also, we have a manners crew, and they're the ones who are responsible for coming up with the skits. Sometimes they're funny, sometimes they're serious. Then we also have a group just in charge of doing the craft and preparing the craft. So mashallah, it's a lot of man hours.
And one girl actually moved to Texas, and creating a bond with such a tight-knit group, I'm sure it was hard for her girl, but subhanallah, they were very creative and they still wanted her to be a part of the group, and they still FaceTime her in every week.
GPS actually stands for guidance, practice, and serenity. So this program will focus on young adults that are college age and even professionals in their professional worlds.
So Project Saddam reaches over 12 schools in different areas around us, from Stagg to Andrew, Sandburg, Oak Lawn, Oak Forest. We go as far as Bolingbrook and Maine West and Romeoville. So we reach a lot of students every week. Probably each of those schools altogether is about 300 students that we reach. And what's important about these schools and about Project Saddam as a project is that those students don't always come to the masjid here. So we have the youth that we reach here with our other programs, but Project Saddam is distinctive in that it reaches students who don't come to the Orland Masjid. And so what we do in Project Saddam is we build them as leaders so that they can take the characteristics of leadership and of brotherhood and sisterhood that we build in our masjid here and apply them not only in their schools, but also in their masajid, in their local area.
One way Project Saddam has affected my life was it helped me become a lot better with spreading Islam and becoming more of the person that I wanted to be.
Alhamdulillah, I actually am not nervous anymore to speak in front of people. I've learned how to make sure I get to the point but leave the audience with the lesson.
I've learned how to communicate with my MSA members and how to create a stronger bond and create sisterhood and create like this great, alhamdulillah, community.
We are people who are desperate and constantly seeking for Allah to be pleased with us, and we'll do whatever it takes for us to attain that pleasure of Allah. And we will work tirelessly to make sure that our kids are growing and are learning the things they need to learn in order to have that strong identity to serve their community.
The process goes is enrichment, awareness, education, and then the next step would be application. And application is what we taught these kids and how they could make a positive impact in the community and the outside community.
One of the probably the most impactful things for me was when we visited a retirement home, And we visited a retirement home in Orland Park where it was mostly elderly white Caucasian Republicans. People already had a bad perception of what Islam is, and when we went there we didn't know what to expect. But subhanAllah, these people came with an open mind. We were able to talk to some of the elderly. We had people from FNL and the halaqah talking to these people and clearing misconceptions, and it was one of the most impactful things to the community. And now they even want to come visit the masjid, inshallah. We have Habitat for Humanity, we have Lake Catherine, we have dozens and dozens of things that we have done, and not only that, we have plans to do way more in 2016. All we need is the support.
وبرحمته فبذلك فليفرحوا هو خير مما يجمعون.